Hi, I'm Jim Hampton, and I'm a professor here at the Seminary. I teach in the area of practical theology and discipleship. I've been doing intramurals for a long time. The first year that I arrived here as a professor, maybe 20 years ago, I quickly found a group of guys that were playing basketball at noon and would often come over and join them. And then I found out about intramural basketball leagues, intramural softball leagues, and all the other things that were happening. And I really fell in love, not just with the aspect of sport and the camaraderie of teamwork, but I fell in love with the opportunity to engage students that I may never have in class. Part of what I am a firm believer in as a professor is that when we come to this institution, or really any educational institution, that what happens in the classroom is just one piece of the formation process that we're engaged in. And so I found that whether we were on the basketball court or doing table tennis, it gave me an opportunity simply to meet lots of fascinating students and to hear their stories and to see where God has brought them from and where they are today and where they see God leading them in the future, and to be able to talk a little bit about family and just all the pieces that go into learning about each other and really beginning to celebrate the types of things that we're doing in our midst. So that's just one of the primary reasons that I really have loved engaging within the intramural process here. I've been asked, where do you see God at work in this process? And I think it's in multiple places, right? One is simply in the relational aspect of being with the other. So whether it's competing as a team or an individual competition where you're working against the other, it's the ability to see God in the image of the other, be able to see how the relationships are developed and the way that we can even talk about faith issues while we're batting a ball back and forth across the table. I find it's fascinating that even in the more competitive sports such as basketball, which seems to be the king around here, that in many ways, even as you're bumping elbows and trying to establish position in the paint, and how sometimes that can get just a little rough and tumble, that at the end of it, we're all shaking hands and we're smiling and we're grateful for the opportunity to exercise and to use our bodies in the way that God intended for them, while continuing to celebrate what God is doing even in our midst.